Oke guys, selamat datang kembali di video gua dan kali ini kita akan melanjutkan kembali untuk game Vampyr kita ya. Coba kita sekarang ke sini nih. Hmm, aduh, aduh, lucu, lucu, lucu. Baru juga mulai udah mati. Hehe. Oke, kita coba lagi ya. Penasaran. Oh, dia tinggal satu ya. Hmm, 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 hmm. Oke, oke, udah regenerasi kita. Oke ya, udah dikolek kan ini? Oh, mantap. Ada apakah di sini? Hmm. Oh, di mana ini? Oh, tunggu.
I cannot enter.
Ya, kita nggak bisa lewat situ dong. Nanti kita keluar lewat jalan yang satunya lagi ya. Oke. Sebelum itu apakah ada sesuatu yang bisa kita buat? Cold bisa ya. Kita kurang air ya. Oke, oke. Oke, kita turun. Suara apa itu? Apakah di sini ada tikus? Atau di luar tikusnya ya? Kayaknya di luar sih. Oke, kita butuh banget darah nih. Eh, salah. Sekarang kita akan menuju ke misi utama kita ya. Di sebelah mana? Nah itu dia. Hup.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hei,
This
sip.
is despicable.
Mana kamu? Hup.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oke, kita ke arah sana ya. Kita lihat map dulu. Di sebelah sini dong. Berarti kita ke sebelah sana. Ya, ya, betul tuh. Oke, masuk ke sini ya. Tok 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 tok.
What? What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm
But-
afraid this medical
Hmm.
report says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter
kita
that house, I
ditolak.
must
Kita
discover who
ditolak.
this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Bronkitis ya. Kita nggak bisa lewat sini. Apakah kita akan lewat sini? Hmm. Apaan ini? Oh, ini si dokternya ya. Dan
The strange
perawat,
man was
ya
at the
kan?
door with the pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he
Dorothy.
didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Hmm.
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Oh, udah lihat tuh kita gitu.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Hei, nggak ngeliat kita kah di sini? Hmm. Nah, harusnya ini sih tempatnya ya. Oke, kita belanja dulu kali ya. Ada sesuatu nggak ya?
Good evening.
Oke, nggak ada apa-apa. Coba.
I'd like to.
Hmm. Kita nggak tahu resepnya ya. Apa namanya tuh? Bronkitis tapi tadi.
I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Oke ya. Ada 2 nih tempatnya nih, 1, 2. Oke.
Please, I don't have your money.
You never.
Oke.
Right.
Kita butuh apa sih ya yang kurang tuh? Wah. Hmm. Nanti aja deh ya. Siapa ini?
Forgive my
Do not apologize, my son.
White Taker.
Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I'm listening.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Apa rencanamu?
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Dancing Fire. Gimana caranya?
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Gini deh.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher, a small-time Torquemada, the Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Oke. Personal deh. Apa kamu punya keluarga?
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Di mana?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery,
Samuel ya
where the
namanya.
pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Oke. Sekarang kita tanya ini.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Kenapa?
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Oh. Kamu gak suka
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's
nurse?
work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Healthy ya, sehat ini. Oke.
I have
Ada sesuatu nggak ya di sini? Oh, bisa masuk dong. What the? No, kabur. Hop, hop. No. Oke, sisa satu. Hop. Sip, selesai. Beneran gak bisa kabur dong kita. Oke, nggak bisa lewat itu. Sini kita nggak bisa masuk. Oh, di sekitar sini. Sekitaran sini ya. Oh, ini kayaknya nih. Nah, itu dia. Richard.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Oke, ini ada dia. Berarti di. Apa yang kamu
May
lakukan
I
di sini
ask
di
what
hari
you're doing
di
this
malam hari?
hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Aku gak takut sama
Are you
epidemiknya.
not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Kamu harus
If you say
menghindari
so. But as a
exposure-nya.
physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Oke. Hmm. Pemikiranmu tentang situasi di
What are
London?
your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Hmm. Unik sekali ya.
The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Nyawamu bisa berbahaya di sini.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Siapa yang akan
If
membantumu?
some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, doctor, and my family despises me.
Gak ada yang peduli singkatnya ya. Kenapa nyari inspirasi?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Contohnya?
In what way exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Okay.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you
Camellia.
tell me about Camellia?
Siapa itu?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Oke, Amelia ya. Kamu gak tahu dia?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Oke. Back. Ada lagi nggak? Nggak ada. Oke. Sekarang kita tanya ini ya.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to
Nanya
help you
tentang
if
si
I can.
Dorothy. Sama Dorothy dulu.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But sorry, no.
Nggak
never
pernah.
heard of her.
Gimana kalau si Darius?
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Oke. Udah nggak ada ya berarti ini.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Sip. Selesai ya di sini nih. Salah. Ini. Nah, berarti emang kita harus ngambil dari belakang ya. Buket. Oh, ini tempatnya Camelia. Oh, ini Camelia jangan-jangan.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Oh iya dong.
I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a
Dia
girl
bisa
in the
ngomong kan?
street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Aku tahu kamu paham
I know you
aku.
understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Tanya tentang si Richard ya.
Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Diem aja emang ya. Bisu.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Oke.
Very well.
Tunggu dulu.
Hello again, miss. You
Kita
don't seem to need my medical attention.
sehat ya. Iya dong kan udah dirawat sama itu Dorothy. Ini arahnya kemana? Ini ke sana. Gak yakin bisa balik lagi deh. Tapi kita ke sana dulu aja. Ada lagi nih buketnya nih. Influenza.
It's locked.
Ini siapa ini?
Don't be shy, handsome.
Christina.
What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to...
All right then, but be quick.
Do you need
Man.
any assistance?
It depends.
Strategi. Oke, kita kasih.
Forgive my suspicion.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure
Ini
you
si
it is
itu ya,
only a
Pak?
matter of time before you have health issues.
If
Ini
it's going
PSK
to
ya?
happen, it will happen.
Si Christina nih.
Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Iya kan?
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Oke. Personal.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Oke. I don't
always
judge you.
thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Tell me.
Are you...
I always...
You know, this money...
Ya, udah nggak bisa dong. Oke.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothy Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many
Dari
others.
You
Romania.
seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Nah, kita juga kan dokter ya. Kenapa nggak respect itu? Oke.
Goodbye.
Kita ke arah yang salah. Kelihatan.
Cheap and I'm clean.
Inikah kelihatan?
You again?
Bukan, ini si Joe. Ini dia.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Kamu nggak takut ketangkap gitu?
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Oh, nggak ada
Do you
penyesalan
have
sama
any
sekali.
regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Oke. Apa ada sesuatu lagi? Oke, nggak ada ya.
Good.
Apakah ini? Tok tok.
Good evening, Harry. May I...
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Coba.
I'm not
Belum ada yang kebuka. Oke, kita healthy ya. Oke.
Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Oke, emang udah nggak ada apa-apa lagi di sini ya.
It's locked, all right.
Cara ngebukanya gimana ya? Penasaran banget ya. Kelihatan di mana ya lagi kelihatan ya?
Fancy buying?
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. And these days, he's just another thug.
What
Apa
can you
sih
tell me about
latar
Mr.
belakangnya?
Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Bergabung itu tidak pernah mudah.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, haven't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Nggak ada yang
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against the wet boot
nggak ada yang
boy.
nyagah gitu.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Oke. Udah lagi nggak ya? Nggak ada.
Right then.
Uang kita masih dikit nih. Ini kah Clayton?
Excuse me,
Oh
sir,
iya
are
dong.
you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Personal ya? Nggak bisa ya? Nggak ada apa koran tentang epidemic itu?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Nggak takut keluar malam-malam gitu?
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Ini bukan epidemic yang
I'm
sederhana.
convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Apa yang kamu lakukan di sini setelah apa? Matahari terbenam.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Apa? Mempertaruhkan nyawamu untuk mengungkap kebenaran.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Apakah publik merasa tertarik?
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Oke. Sekarang ini nih.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Oke. Belum bisa. Oke, sekarang kita ini ya.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Ini kali ya.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Nggak punya
He
relatif
has
gitu.
no relatives at all?
No,
Rupanya.
except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most
Ada
of his time
Nithercott.
lurking around
Apa itu?
Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Di church. Kayaknya tadi kita udah dari sana deh.
He never goes out.
No, a few days ago he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Oh. Oke, nggak ada lagi ya.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Sekarang kita ke sini. The mailbox-nya di mana? Ini kan? Ini dia. Oh. Ternyata dia punya anak dong. My dearest, my beloved children.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to...
Oke. Oke, kita balik lagi ya berarti ke sana tuh.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle.
Oh. Oke. Hop. Hop, hop.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Wah, nggak bisa dong.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Oke, akhirnya kita bisa masuk ya. Oh. Nggak ada sesuatu. Ah. Ada pills. Ah, uang. 5 doang lagi.
It's locked.
Kekunci. Oke. Nah, akhirnya kebuka kan. Mantap. Ini dong satu lagi nih. Nah. Udah kita unlock ya. Sekarang kita masuk sini. Ada 2 orang. Dan kita malah menjarah tempat ini. masih ada lagi dong. 3. Kayaknya lagi di atas deh. Ya kita ke atas ya. Oh lagi.
I need help.
Aku butuh bantuan. Bentar ya.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
Oke.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort.
Pakai
Liquids for
aspirin lagi.
dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Ada sesuatu lain yang harus ku tahu?
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I
Oh.
do, Doctor?
Yang mana ya? Ini atau ini? Anestesi dulu kali ya biar.
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse.
Biar tenang
Do
dulu.
we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor.
Wah
Not
nggak
at
ada.
all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor.
Kita harus cari tempat buat bikin
He's
jalur
breathing
biar
again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal
biar
hemorrhage.
bernafas.
I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Gimana seterusnya nih?
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh. Apakah bisa diselamatkan?
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Tuh, banyak banget darahnya. Apakah bisa
Are you alright,
diselamatkan?
Doctor?
Waduh.
I can't see.
Ini bau darah nih. Please jangan berubah. No. Sutur jangan, ini kayaknya. Yang mana ya? Duh, bingung juga nih. Sutur atau tuh ya. Let me finish alone. Ini kali ya.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source
Kalau bahaya
of the
kalau
blood.
kita misalnya
Needle and thread, Doctor.
desain sendiri, bisa-bisa kita malah makan aja.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
No. Ini kali ya.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac. What? Are you making this up as you go along?
No, apakah bisa? Ya. Apakah pilihan gue salah? Ya.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No, there was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Apakah kita akan berseteru? Berseteru? Waduh.
You're here to test my bedside manners.
Wah, kasihan banget.
It's locked, all right.
To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked, all right.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Wah, kita belum bisa manipulasi ya. Aduh, kita lupa ngasih obat nih ke dia nih. Bronkitis juga nih belum. Stop the blackmail. Ini kali ya, langsung aja kali ya. Oh, ini aja deh
I've
langsung.
come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Kenapa nargetin Lady Ashbury ini?
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Kenapa nggak
Dr.
percaya?
Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Ya langsung aja nih. Hup.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Charm atau ini, charm kita nggak bisa tapi ya. Kayaknya ini nggak bisa. Tapi kita coba aja kali ya. Penasaran.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
Wah, apakah
I'll
berhasil?
let it go. Yes. All gone.
Apakah benar sudah putusan gua? Mau
It's locked.
What? No way.
This one stinks already. He's mine! Christ! He's...
Hup.
That's gotta hurt!
No. No.
Eat this!
Hmm. Hmm. Kenapa tiba-tiba masuk coba? Jangan bilang dibunuh. Wah. Wah, bajingan sih malah dibunuh. No.
This one's mine!
No. Ah, mati kan? Aduh, susah banget.
This one stinks already.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
There's one of them vermin. Take a grip of this!
Oke, oke. Sabar, sabar. Hup. Oh, oke, oke, oke. Huh. Hmm. Oke, berhasil satu ya. Hup. Hup. Oke, berhasil satu, berhasil. Oh. Hup. 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 Bentar lagi, bentar lagi. Hup. Mati akhirnya. Aduh, gimana nasib si siapa namanya?
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed.
Darius. Nah, itu dia.
If you want,
We've not been...
I have.
Aduh, bronkitis gak ada.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Oke.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Siapa dia sebenarnya?
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Kamu
Are you
khawatir
not worried for her
tentang
safety?
She
keselamatannya?
is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Udah tua sih, emang.
Tell me.
I do.
Ya udah nggak ada.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Meninggalkan Inggris setelah perang.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
Oke. Gimana caramu bertemu dengan Nurse Crane?
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Ini dia.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Oke, udah nggak ada harusnya nih.
Good.
Bye. Oke. Ada Jin. Oke, kayaknya kita perlu sesuatu nih.
As long as you have the money.
Oke, kita buat dulu bronkitis bisa nih. Oh, potasium kita nggak punya. Oke, sip. Senjata mungkin kita upgrade kali ya. Jangan deh, oke. Ada 1.500. Kita pakai buat apa ya? Hmm, level 4. Kita naikin ini kali ya. Body condition. Bullet capacity kita naikin. Shape bisa 300. Ini berapa ini? 600. 1000. 1000. Kayaknya udah nggak ada deh ya. Ini kali ya, hard biting. Yang mana nih enaknya ya? Peluru kali ya. Nah, oke guys. Mungkin apa orang hilang di Whitechapel. Ah, missing gara-gara kita kayaknya nih. Waduh, apakah kita bakal ketahuan? Waduh, critical guys. Wah, kayaknya kita salah nih kayaknya nih. Waduh, oke deh, nggak apa-apa deh. Oke guys, mungkin cukup sekian ya untuk episode kali ini, dan di episode berikutnya mungkin kita akan ke Lady Asbury ya untuk melaporkan hasilnya. Dan ya, entah putusan gue di episode kali ini benar atau tidak, kita lihat nanti di ending ya. Oke, mungkin cukup sekian dan kita akan bertemu lagi di video-video yang berikutnya. Bye bye.